Welcome back to the Fucking Ridiculous podcast. It is episode 10. It's episode 10. And it's so, I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever because I recorded way back in August, and then we recorded with Grace and Claire. And so it's just been so long. So it is actually September right now. September sucks, in my opinion. I love September for a lot of reasons, but it gives me a lot of anxiety. And if I haven't been transparent about my anxiety issues, they're legit. I am medicated for them. I can get myself in a bunch about anything. And September is a really tough, return to work, return to school, whatever. It's you're inundated with shit. So I am not my best self in September. So today is probably just going to be some diarrhea of the mouth, Whatever I'm thinking about, whatever's going on is going on. School has started, thank goodness. Everybody's in school. Sports have started. Nobody wants to do a thing at my house to help their mom who is still in the sling. And update on that. I went to my surgeon and I'm going to be in the sling for another 4 weeks and then in PT for another 4 weeks. So hopefully just at the start of the birthday month, I will be sling free. The last 3 weekends have been me sitting at my computer, typing super slowly, trying to fill out all of the school forms, pay all the fees, respond to the emails that I haven't responded to. And then that tires me out. So I basically am living the lamest life ever. While everybody else is at the beach and partying and have a big old time, I'm at home, just hanging out with myself. So that plus the anxiety that September brings, because it's not just September anxiety, then it's oh crap, then the holidays are coming after the birthday month, then I'm going to be on the, it's a lot. So I just am able to snowball quickly. So I started thinking, Nicole, let's not think about all the things you're not doing. Let's think about all the things that you're really good at, excelling at. Now, I think I have high standards for myself, but I believe I'm crushing it in these categories. Number one, sweating. I am still, even just sitting here, sweating bullets. So I think I might be the best sweater I know. Just saying. 2, eating baked goods. Where's the time when a baked good is not safe in my sights? And chocolate chip cookies are probably the biggest culprit. And between me and my daughter, who is a thief, by the way, we can't keep any desserts in the house, including chocolate chips, which really bums my youngest kid out. Sleeping. I am actually getting really good at sleeping again. I wasn't for a while because of the shoulder and it was a super interrupted sleep, but I am crushing it in the sleeping department now. I mean, big time. Oh, and my personal favorite, I am the best at setting a plan for myself and aspiring to overachieve and really do something major and then completely disappointing myself on the daily. So yeah, that's how I'm doing. And I hope you're doing a lot better. I hope you have a great tan. I hope that you wore sunscreen. One great thing that has happened finally, and you heard me, I was really excited about it. House of Dragons is out. If you do not like this, you can just stop listening or push the forward button because I have been so excited about it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you haven't watched it, you really should. This is not disappointing me in the slightest bit. First of all, I'm not a big sci-fi person, but these dragons are fucking awesome. I need them to wear name tags because I cannot keep track of the names of them, and other people seem to be able to. So I clearly am going to have to just keep repeating an episode with the closed captions on, which this is key. You've got to have the closed captions on. I know it's kind of like an old person thing. You miss so much. You just have to. Okay, so the dragons are really awesome. The demon character. This is a throwback to like late 80s, but there was this crazy like brother group called Nelson. And that guy, every time I look at him, all I can think of are these hairband boys that like have this like stark white hair. Look them up, just Nelson rock group from the 80s. It's highly entertaining. Anyway, I can't get past that. And I did finally actually get past it when I thought he was trying to fuck his niece. And that was kind of creepy to me. Not saying there's anything wrong with that because, you know, everybody has different. Okay, maybe I am. Maybe I am thinking that that's not maybe what should happen. I don't know. But true to form, that's what the Targaryens did. And the Lannisters made it okay. So, you know, but they're make-believe. So anyway, do with that what you will. The other weird part, and again, this has to do with like the age and the stuff, but the main guy who's king right now, Viserys, I think. I'm not very good at like saying the names either, so I'm going to slaughter them all. But Viserys is probably like upward 50 and upwards, which is not old, but when compared to a 12-year-old girl who actually is being played possibly by a 7-year-old girl, and talking about their marriage proposal there and doing it. And then she's saying, I wouldn't have to bed you until I'm 14. I was like throwing up in my mouth. That just grossed me out. But anyway, other than that, it is top-notch entertainment. I highly recommend it. And I think you should grab a bottle of wine and watch it. Another great thing about September, even though September sucks, is NHL preseason has started. So I have talked about how much I love hockey. I don't pretend to know everything about it. I'm not an expert. I don't understand offsides in most sports. I also know that there are certain lines you're not supposed to shoot from or behind or whatever. But for all intents and purposes, I get the game. I am going to kick off preseason with a game, the NHT, Nicole's Hockey Tour. We're going back down to Raleigh because right now, during soccer season for my boys, I can't really travel to other franchises. And Raleigh is where my husband will be teaching, not NC State, but Chapel Hill. It's also where the Hurricanes are. So I'm going down for this game with my husband. He's going to go teach and meet me there. So I'll be there to like film all of the good stuff. And I'm super, super excited. That's like a practice run for the birthday month. That will be, a few days later. I feel like I'll probably update each week. And some of you are eventually just going to love hockey. You're going to be like, I have to see why she is so into this. And then you're going to know and you're going to thank me. You will. You're welcome. Shoutouts. Okay, so I feel like I've missed several weeks. So I want to give some shoutouts to number one, Izzy Burr. You know, I love you. Thank you. Clint Staggs. Pretty sure that's an alias and not your real name, but I know you live in the Star City, and hey to you. My husband, he just started teaching at UNC, which is where he went, and he's super pumped, and I'm really proud of him because this is his first time professing, so yay for him. Okay, so on with today's episode. So I feel like companies are in the throes of like trying to get people to return to work, like actually on the premises. I personally like the idea of going into an office. In fact, I'm constantly trying to find a place to use as an office that isn't my home, but that's just me. But there's this thing called quiet quitting, and everybody's talking about quiet quitting, Q squared, whatever you want to call it. Quiet quitting. First of all, quitting pretty much sucks, okay? Quitters suck unless you're like, you know what? I'm quitting a bad habit. I'm quitting smoking. I'm quitting drugs. I'm quitting making fun of other people. Like, definitely quit if you want to. But quiet quitting. So that would imply that you were working to your highest potential and you were like not being recognized for it. Perhaps that's because you were at home during the pandemic and you have not been able to be around people, I don't know. Maybe your performance review wasn't what you thought it was. I'm not sure. I'm sure that there are some reasons why you feel like you now are going to downgrade your game from your A game, maybe even an A- game, to like a C minus, and just kind of phone it in. That's actually what quiet quitting was called back in the day. And that would typically be on like a day where there was like a big happy hour the night before and everybody's coming in a wee bit late. Everybody's got their big ass cups of coffee and everyone's like, I am doing the bare minimum to get through this day before I can go home and eat a cheeseburger with fries and go into a coma until tomorrow. And then you resume your big productivity self. I don't even know if that made sense, productive self. But the quiet quitting thing is basically like, I'm going to milk my paycheck, do as little as possible for as little time as possible, piss the fewest people off and fly under the radar. And that's that. Which I think was actually a movie called Office Space. And that's actually what I refer to phoning it in. I'm like, you're pulling an Office Space. That was a great movie. Great movie. Anyway, I don't get this quiet quitting. So I also don't get the quiet quitting when people are not wanting to return to work in general. And I'm okay with that. You do you. But it does lead me to wonder, like, if you're not working and if you're not a student and like volunteering your time, what are you doing with your time? Because I live in the real world and shit's expensive right now. So like going out to eat, really expensive. Concerts, the inconvenience fees, really expensive. Like driving places, gas is super expensive. Travel, flying, hotels, all completely jacked up and over the top. So that leaves one thought for me, which is you're at home. But if you're renting, that shit's also really jacked up and expensive. So like, how are people living and what are they doing if you're not working or studying? So I'm not judging. I'm just wondering because I think I must be missing something and y'all just clue me in on what it is because I want in. I want in. Even though I actually technically really do like to work. I especially love bartending and waiting tables. But anyway, that's just me. If you have more free time on your hands and you are not currently returning to work or you are in the process of quiet quitting, I do have some ideas that I am not smart enough to create. I can come up with I'm the idea generator. I'm not the like manifester or the maker of them because I am not that smart. But number one, can somebody come up with a gas alarm? And that is not for crop dusting. However, that would be awesome. The gas alarm is for those of us who are so used to lights being on their dash that they actually aren't looking at the gas light and then they are literally about to run out of gas. And the gas alarm would be something like this. You need to pull over right now and get gas. Hey, your gas tank is about to run empty. Hey, if you don't want to have to call your parents to come pick you up or a tow truck, get gas. Like it's actually an interruption so that you know. So that's one thing. The second thing is my fitness friend. Okay. So I am constantly like trying to be my best self and like do the best job I can with like eating healthy and like choosing the right, things to put in my body to make it like the machine that it should be. So the apps though, I find to be like as user-friendly as they are, they're just not friendly enough for me. So if someone could create the app where you actually don't have to do anything, but maybe just like say into the microphone, like, hey, I'm eating this, and it logs it all in for you. Or maybe you just wear like a little patch. Maybe you have like a QR code that you can just scan and it knows by what's going through your, body, what you're eating. And it can maybe send like a, hey, probably after 12 cookies, maybe stop. I mean, just a gentle reminder. Something like that would be really helpful for someone like me. Batteries. This is weird, I know, but like there has to be a way to generate like energy in a different way, like renewable, like if only we had like something that would create like wind power or like power from the sun or something that might charge an Xbox controller perhaps without batteries. Because I gotta be honest, I buy the jumbo pack of AA batteries because yes, I'm a shitty parent and my kids play video games like a lot. And if I had $1 for every AA battery that I find scattered about my house because people aren't sure how to dispose of them properly, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on that one because I don't either. I throw them away, but I know that's wrong. I just don't know what the alternative is. So if someone could work on that, like a solar powered Xbox, controller, just so we could get the batteries out of here, that'd be awesome. Okay. Work on that in your spare time. Okay, so my not so deep thoughts for this time around are more apologies. And they are like things that I think in my head, but I do not articulate. And I need to just apologize out loud. The first one, after this surgery and not being able to exercise and the other stuff I just talked about with the non-friendly fitness apps and food apps, I am apologizing to my fall pants and jeans because they're going to be stretched like nobody's ever asked them to be stretched before. And I can't buy any more because I hate shopping. So I'm sorry. I also apologize to the world for that because I got a badonk that will not quit. Number 2, I am going to apologize to every single person that I have seen at PT that is doing the spider crawl up the wall because I used to think in my head like, oh my God, that is so lame. It's not even like an exercise. It fucking hurts. It is an exercise, and it is an exercise in patience. It is an exercise in controlling sweat, and it is an exercise in controlling screaming. So I'm sorry for every time I thought you were lame for doing that exercise, whoever you are. And the last one is, I'm going to say this goes to the people in my household. I am wrong some of the time. I do not admit that I am wrong most of the time. I do not like to be wrong, and I certainly don't like to admit when I'm wrong out loud. So for all of the times that I maybe possibly could have been wrong over the past 2 months, I apologize and I acknowledge I am wrong sometimes.